Hi, I'm sure you have earnestly begun your CAT verbal prep. In this video, I'm going to talk about the weightages for the different topics that appear on the CAT verbal section. Now, typically, we can look at verbal as consisting of 5 modules or subsegments. The first one is reading comprehension, easily the most important topic. Approximately 2/3 to 70% of the CAT verbal section has RC questions. After that, you have critical reasoning. Now, this might be a new topic for some of you. Here, you have a paragraph with certain questions like what argument will weaken the given argument, what will strengthen the argument, what is the assumption, what is the conclusion. When it comes to the CAT, you may not have direct questions based on critical reasoning. That is, it may not appear as a standalone topic. But this critical reasoning questions are deeply integrated with the RC. For example, if you have an RC or a passage with 5 questions, maybe 2 or sometimes even 3 questions will actually be critical reasoning questions. After that, you have verbal reasoning. Some of the most popular questions that appear on the CAT include parajumbles, where you are given 4 to 5 sentences all jumbled up and you have to arrange them in the right order. Or you will be asked to choose an option that best summarizes a given paragraph. The other question types include odd man out questions, where you have to identify which one sentence does not fit the given paragraph of 5 sentences, and a recently introduced question type called para-completion. The more popular verbal modules are grammar. I am sure all of us remember doing grammar in our school days. Grammar is not directly tested on the CAT, at least for the last decade or so. And vocabulary. Again, questions like give me a similar word, opposite words, filling the blanks. These questions have not appeared on the CAT for a very long time. Now, let us look at the last 3-year trend of the CAT verbal section. So, if I look at CAT 20, 21 and 22, I can see that in CAT 20, there were a total of 76 questions overall. Out of these 76 questions, 26 were verbal. Last 2 years, it was 66 questions overall. Out of these 66 questions, 24 were verbal sections. Now, let's look at RC. Last 2 years, out of the 24 questions, 16 of them were RC questions. So, typically you have a passage with about 500 odd words ranging from topics like history, economics, biology, general management, sometimes even philosophy. Now, these 4 passages appeared, such passages appeared on the CAT in 21 and also in 22. So, 16 of 24 questions. Parajumbles, consistently you have seen 3 questions for the last 3 years. Same is the case with summary, 3 questions for the last 3 years. For CAT 20 and 21, we had odd man out, 2 questions each. CAT 22, there was a change in the pattern. They introduced a new topic called para-completion, which replaced odd man out. So, 2 questions of para-completion in CAT 22. So, if you see, RC had 16 questions out of 24 for the last 2 years, and the remaining 8 questions were all verbal reasoning questions, also called as verbal ability. There were no grammar questions, no vocabulary questions. Now, what are the key lessons from what we have just discussed? 1, a good reading habit is the key. Okay. If you are a reader, that will help you do well on the CAT verbal section. Second, use the right techniques and strategies to approach RC and VA. Now, what do I mean by this? If you look at a master class, if you look at the method that we use to approach an RC, please use the right techniques to approach these RCs. It will help you do well. Third, consistent practice is the key. I would say, if you can boil it down to a very simple formula, X number of passages per day or per week and Y number of VA questions per week, that will help you do well on the verbal section. And lastly, Grammar and vocabulary, these do not appear on the CAT as I have discussed, but these are directly tested on the other tests. For example, these are very popular for NMAT, on the ZAT, even for SNAP. Okay. So I hope this will give you some direction to start your verbal prep. Do well.